There are a boundless amount of mistakes in Marvel Strike Force. What are the devs gonna do? I'm gonna get your reaction, Brother Tony, to this. Also, what effect are all these alliance war changes gonna have on your alliance? They are coming. They have been play tested. How is it gonna affect you? And we got some more rumors. I love the rumors. We got some rumors for the Valley Club, but maybe if Tony has some other rumors of his own, we could get some out. All on your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. And if you're ready for it, Brother Tony, tell him what to do, my friend.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
ValleyFlyin.
Oh yeah, what is up, Valley Maniacs? Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. This is my brother Tony Scungili, and this is your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. As usual, we're discussing all the latest and greatest and the not so greatest in Marvel Strike Force. We're discussing it all. And if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. Hit that notification bell that Tony's pointing at for more, so you get notified as soon as the video is uploaded. But yeah, without further ado, Brother Tony, how have you been? You were on the show last week, but it's been a while since you've been in studio. I'm glad you're back. How have you been this past week?
Good. Ever since we did the last video, I got lost in the studio, and I've been eating crumbs of food you left on the floor. So please let me out.
Well,
please.
I guess it's a good
need to see my
thing
family.
being dirty and messy, right? Or you wouldn't have had food this week. So the positives. All right, and I guess we got to search hard for the positives on this one because, Tony, we had a bunch of errors this week. We were just talking about how much fun we were having in Marvel Strike Force, how things are getting better. Not even a day later. We got some issues with Deathpool. And all right, so the issues that Deathpool is having is not currently in the game, but earlier this week, this is the Deathpool passive. In case you guys were not aware of what was going on, had an extra text. So on the Deathpool passive, on any time an enemy dies, you're supposed to heal self for 10% of the max health and attack the most injured enemy for 300% damage, clearing the 3 positive effects. But earlier this week, this said that this character, Deathpool, could not trigger this attack. That was the first issue there. And to kind of make that go away, we had a blog post saying that this was not supposed to be good. This was not supposed to be going live. This was only for the English text. And a lot of you guys did confirm that this the text changes that were apparent the last couple days were not into other languages. But they said that this was supposed to be for a developmental build. One of the changes states that she won't trigger attack. And if this was official change, it would have had an official announcement. A text change would have been in all languages. What is your reaction when you saw this first part of this, I guess this messaging about the errors, Tony?
So I accept the fact that mistakes happen, right? Like, yeah. Oh, I saw this and was like, yeah, mistake. Okay, cool. Makes sense. Except I don't care if it was English only, because as someone who speaks English and reads in English and makes purchases decisions based on English, what it said it did is more important than what they wanted it to do. So to me, this seems like a oopsie that, like, oh, of course I understand these mistakes happen, but there's more to it than that, because I know I was going to buy Deathpool no matter what. I know that wasn't, for me, something that was the selling point of her ability.
Yeah.
But this happened before with Domino, and this happened before with
let's just go back to the character right before
other
this.
Captain
Sam, Sharon, Maria,
Sam.
Hale, every character this happens, right?
Yeah, so at some point you just have to accept the fact that these guys aren't good at their job, and then, like, okay, like, but that's called consumer confidence, right? Like, how confident are you if you're buying characters without paying attention to whether or not the characters are going to be doing something of value? Like, you really have no right to complain anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they've done this so often. If you're new to the game and you haven't experienced it before, they got you. Haha. Like, every one of us has experienced, like, this is a character. Oh, never mind. Haha. So, like, if you're still buying the characters, you don't also get to complain. Just either stop buying the characters or, you know, ask for a refund of the character that doesn't work the way you wanted it to. If I bought a car that had a CD player, that like, and then I sat in the car and I was like, hey, where's the CD player? And they're like, oh no, it's got an aux cable for CD players. Sorry, there was a it wasn't clear. I was like, yeah, but that's not what I bought. Like, I bought a car with a CD player because of all my Nine Inch Nails CDs from when I was a kid. Like, I want to listen to these CDs.
What do you think? You're playing a Scopely game? But I mean, you should get what you pay for.
I think that you should get what you pay for, and I think that they're responsible for making sure that what they say you're paying for is actually what you're paying for.
So it seems like that's what they're gonna do, because in previous bugs or errors, what they've done is they've changed the text of the character to match what the character is actually doing. And we've had characters not work in the past, and they've changed the text to match it there. In a lot of these cases, it makes the character worse. In this situation, though, they're actually going to fix the character, not doing it the laziest way possible. They're going to actually fix the character. Unfortunately, not coming till 5.7. Do you see an issue with this? I know there's some people complaining before we had this announcement that this is bait and switch, but now that we've got this announcement, they're going to fix it. Granted, not going to fix it until 5.7. So we got a character released, and the day 5.6 was launched. We're not going to have that character working as described until the next update. What was your feelings when you saw this, that they're gonna fix it? And do you think this appeases the people that were saying this is a bait and switch tactics from Scopely?
I don't think it was a bait and switch. The idea of a bait and switch is intentional, and to imply that they intentionally did this, like, come on, they're not that smart, not that good. This is a mistake, but they're constantly making mistakes. I think the fact that they're gonna fix it to make it work, as in, like, let's be clear, if they. With Domino, they literally could not make her work the way they thought she could, right? Like, that was the thing that happened. With this, like, they can. So yeah, if this was an English only text for development builds only, then why? Like, why? Like, you tested it, right? Why are you keeping development builds that far away? Like, I don't. Why was that the pool? How did this mistake happen? And more importantly, even if it is quote unquote bait and switch, like, cool, they're fixing the character, so they're going to re-release the character, right? They're going to re-release all of the offers to the people who didn't buy them, so that now, with the character working as intended, they can invest in those characters. That just makes the most sense. Giving other people the same access that an early adopter who did, or someone who's asking for a refund would get. Like, you messed up. What you sold isn't what you said you sold, so just resell it. Like, put the same offer up, let everybody have the same opportunity. If you bought it already, great, and you kept it, great, you don't have to worry about it. If you didn't, you now have an opportunity to buy the character the way they're supposed to work.
I don't think that would make a difference. Anybody that didn't buy it in the past, I don't think would go, oh, I didn't buy it previously, but now that we got a character that actually works like it says, now I'm going to buy the offer. I don't think people would be. Doesn't that depend?
Doesn't that depend on how fast they found out the bugs were active? Like, if I wasn't, like, because you have 3 days to buy a character offer. So you're thinking that people were actually buying the offer,
buying these offers based on the fact that they knew these bugs were existent?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's some people that might have, or there's some people that might have not bought the offer because they heard it was bugged. They're like, oh, it's not worth $50. Like, okay. Like, it's bugged. I'm not buying a bugged character for $50. I've heard we've all had that.
You talked about consumer confidence, right? Where is the consumer confidence at this point? Because I don't think someone that didn't have the consumer confidence at one point, I don't think them fixing this makes them say, oh, now I have consumer confidence. Now I'm going to buy this thing. I think it's just, it is what it is. This is a character that was not working as intended. They changed the text to make it work like that. They removed the text, gave us this blog post. So it's just a very weird situation. There was another thing that was almost kind of a buff though to what she was doing. The energy distribution. All right, explain why you don't think it's a buff. Let me explain for everybody at home that doesn't know what was going on. When an enemy died, you were supposed to generate one ability energy for random mystic allies, but what is happening is when a character, an ally, had that energy full at the start of the turn, they weren't getting it. So it's, instead of giving energy to a topped off character, you're giving it to a character that needs it. That's the way I interpreted it is, but you're shaking your head. Were you interpreting this different? Is this not a buff, or is this a nerf if they're going to keep this?
Neither. That's not how it actually works. Do you remember Yondu's?
The description's
do you remember
not
Yondu?
right. So the description's not right, is what you're saying.
Well, we have video footage of it not working before they said stuff. Whether they fixed it in the back, I don't know. So what it says it does is when an enemy dies, generate 1 ability energy for 2 random mystic allies or self that were not at full energy at the start of current turn. Do you remember how Yondu's ability was a mistake a long time ago, where it was like pick 3 random characters, right?
Oh my goodness, I do. Okay,
that's how that works.
Taking me back 3 years ago.
Because it can pick a random mystic ally. It didn't. Let me clarify. It didn't choose the ally based on whether it was full energy. It generated energy based on whether the picked character was full energy or not. So it picked a character, and we had tested this by using like 1 mystic and 2 mystic. I was using like Doom and Surfer, and like I killed people, and I watched as they took their next round of turns, and they only received 1 energy from the 5 characters that died. So it was a little bit of a bug. But I don't believe it works. I don't believe it selects based on the pool of characters who were not full energy. I believe it selects randomly and then gives energy if they had no energy. That's what it looks like, how it actually works, which I think makes it worse. Right?
In your testing, was that during 5.6.0 or was that with that other release that was pushed out, the 5.6.1, when we had to do?
It was 5.6.0. I haven't noticed it because I haven't retested it because she's that good in Doom that like the testing one time was like cool, but my characters don't die anymore. Like the first couple of times I was trying different things and characters would die and it was easier to test it. Now I'm like, I don't want to waste the energy, so I'm just getting the Doom stuff in.
Okay.
I'll test it again though.
Yeah, let's get some testing. But hopefully that would be a video on your channel.
It might be better now, but it was broken actively before.
Well, one thing in the game, it said that the text is going to remain there, but if we look at that, the text is gone from this as well. If we go back to what it says in the blog post, this was unintentionally pushed live yesterday as far as when this was published there, but that part will remain intact. Localization for other languages should be implemented this week. Even that is not accurate because that was removed in the game right now, so lots of inaccuracies with this. But
like this ability filter, like it works that way. Right? Thanos and Star-Lord doesn't, but like Shuri and JJ do.
Okay.
Shuri and JJ get like, you don't give energy. Shuri doesn't give energy out to a character that can't use it. If you've ever tried it, you'll know. Same thing with JJ. JJ doesn't give energy out to characters that are capped. Unless all your characters are capped, then she just does whatever. But like
gotcha.
they like this always worked this way for a lot of characters, especially after a point in time. But Thanos is always adjacent, so like he didn't pick himself or the adjacent based on who was capped. It was just random, which is why like Greg would sometimes absorb like 30 energy from Thanos. And you're like, no, Greg, stop.
Those were so fun when it happened.
Yeah. All right, Greg, you're just gonna really special that guy. So like I think like they need this type of, it's cool, right? I'm really happy they're putting this in, but they need this type of clarity on every energy giving effect. Either it does it or it doesn't, because we know that it exists now, and we know that people who it doesn't say this works on, it does. So like just make it clear. Same thing with the health steal. Hey, this effect works through death proof, or this effect does not work through death proof for health steal. Same thing. Like this effect will always generate energy for the person, for someone who needs it, as opposed to this effect will not. This effect will generate completely randomly.
Such a crazy idea. Releasing accurate content. I mean, I don't know if the folks over at Scopely and Boundless are open to such a novel idea. But yeah, hopefully they do get more accurate. I thought we had it. When we spoke last week, I thought we had it. This week was, it went out the window. But let's talk about the event surrounding this character, the Deathpool event. I got to say, the event is ending in a couple days. Where's your death pool at right now? Did you get that easy 6 or 7 start on her?
I have had atrocious luck with Deathpool. So that,
I thought it was supposed to be easy though.
It is, and I am a 5-star Deathpool. About 3 days after I normally have a 5-star Deathpool with a purchase. So I made her purchase. You know, I bought the $50 pack, and I've been doing all of the hard and some of the medium every day. And I can count on one hand the number of times I have pulled any number of Deathpool shards in the center. Like, it was like I've opened 3 to 4 orbs a day for the entirety of this event, and I think I've pulled in the middle, not like 20 or 6, like any number higher than the minimum 5 times.
Did you get any of the other good characters that you're hoping for in these orbs?
There's only 2 for me. I don't know what this orb is not a particularly good one. I think this is the worst one we've seen in a while, because they're not filling with a lot of recent characters. But for me, there's only 2. I think it's just Misty Knight and Colleen Wing are the only 2 characters in these orbs that
and those are super exciting characters. Let me tell you.
I like it. I like how I could just put them on war defense and then only use them once every 6 weeks when Gamma comes around. Those are my favorite parts of those characters.
Oh, that's
actually
so
opening
fun.
Orbs right now.
That's
actually opening orbs right now.
Okay, dude, let me know what you get. Wait, I can't see your screen, so you got to tell me.
I opened 2 orbs and I got 5 total Deathpool shards.
That sounds horrible.
I got 8 Miss Colleen Wing and 8 Coulson shards in the middle of those 2 orbs. So the Colleen Wing shards are great, but every 5
2 out of 6
shards,
weeks. Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. Thanks. Feels good.
All right. Well, this event is ending in a couple days.
This event was amazing. What was the last campaign? Now that I'm thinking about it.
Who was the last campaign? Let me go look at my roster. It was one of the secret adventures, I think. Was it? It was
Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter.
It was Sharon Carter.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I got a 4-star Sharon Carter not spending any money. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And the orbs were great too. So like, even if I didn't get any of her, I was getting like Polaris, you know, I was getting maybe White Tiger and stuff, like characters that like, oh yeah, I could use these guys.
Nice.
And then this I don't know.
Maybe they were like, Deathpool's so good, you don't need any other characters. Just get her. There's no second or
also,
third prizes.
Let's
They're
make
just
sure
a grand
she doesn't
prize.
Drop.
I don't know. I've been getting pretty good luck, so I guess you can't have it good luck on all of the events. Some of the events I've had really, really bad luck. This one I've had decent. I say decent. I wouldn't say really good. All right, but as this event is ending in a couple days, we got one starting today, a new one for the movie that's coming out tomorrow. And I guess it's out some places. The legend, Shang Chi. We got a bunch of cool stuff for him, and I gotta say, I'm still excited for this event. I was excited for it last week. I'm still excited for it, even though I don't like this character at all. I think he's made it a lot worse. He is bugged as well. But let's talk about this event before we talk about the bugs. We're getting this Fire Essence event currency. Do you think this is going to be one of these events that you have to open a lot of orbs? You get to pick a purple, a orange, or a blue gear orb, and you get to pick these with this currency. What do you make of this Fire Essence?
So that's the most likely outcome. But if you play other games like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes or Dragon Champions that are very similar to this, they do actually create stores, like which they said they're doing here, and that's why I'm starting to think it's a little bit less like that orb thing.
Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, this is something brand new. This is something totally brand new.
Yeah, Dragon Champions does it all the time, and Star Wars very rarely, but sometimes. Basically, they just create a store, and everything you could buy is in this new store tab, and that's where this brand new currency that exists. So the good news is you can use this currency through the entire event, and you get it, and blah blah blah. The bad news is, when it's done, it's garbage. It's gone forever. So if you're just shy, you're going to end up having to spend money on one of those stupid currency packs. Like, hey, if you buy this for 99 cents, we'll give you 500 currency. And you're like, yeah, I guess so, just to kind of break even. So this is, I don't like these pop-up stores, generally speaking, unless the currency converts into something like, I don't know, like a war currency. Like if this currency converted into war currency, or yeah, like custom currency does, the way that works, I'd be like, cool, okay. But I feel like these kind of stores, they don't benefit the players, they benefit the game. Like there's no player that's like, yeah, I wanted it to be harder. Like, yeah, let's make a whole new currency store. It doesn't matter what you put in it, the effort is still a little bit higher. So like, maybe I'm wrong. I know I'm not, you know I'm not. Everybody knows I'm not. This is gonna be stupid, but like,
well, what do you think is going to be
until we see it?
What do you think is going to be in this store? Let me get your prediction of it, because I totally forgot about this store. What do you think is going to be in it? It says you can spend event currency for rewards of your choosing. So what do you think the rewards surrounding Shang-Chi is going to be? His costume, some shards of his, I'm assuming it'd be in there. They talk about these 10 medallions. They talk about earning a lot of stuff. Maybe it's one of these 10 medallion orbs that you get, because there's some pretty good stuff in here. With gold, phase bits for his, where is it?
I think it'll be like some mix of skill gear. Yeah.
Oh, what is his unique? Let me look at that. Maybe we're getting some of that unique stuff. His molecular cloth. Maybe we're getting some of that, because we got all that miasma with
well, look at how. Yeah, we saw not Phyla-vell, Deathpool, but yeah, like it's the same.
Yes.
That's what I think they're gonna do. I think the store will have like, hey, you could spend these currencies on stuff for the character. And again, it might be great, but like we've seen how this existed in other games, and it's at best okay. So the question becomes, do you have confidence that Scopely will make this good?
So
or at
trash.
Best, okay.
It's gonna be trash.
Yeah. Or will it be trash?
Yeah, they've done some good things in the past. Just,
I'd love to be wrong. Every time I'm wrong, it benefits the player. So like, let me be wrong.
All right, guys, is Tony gonna be wrong or gonna be right? It doesn't count if you put your prediction in after the reset drop. So get your predictions in early. Yeah. So we get the 10 medallions. There's the costume for Shang-Chi. I know this is a war defense character. What is up with all these war defense costumes? All these costumes for characters in stealth. Is that how they're choosing these costumes? I mean, off the top of my head, Luke Cage, Invisible Woman, Captain Marvel, Elektra goes into stealth, Black Widow goes into stealth. How are they choosing these costumes? Is it only people that we're not going to be using?
That's how they're doing it.
There's
no way that they have any thought process behind, hey, all of these invisible characters and characters you won't see on defense, like characters you don't use in game modes. Like, there's no way they're doing this. Like, it shows that they have no thought in it. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. And don't get me wrong, I love some of the costumes, but like, I bought the
Invisible Woman. We talked about it last week. We both bought the Invisible Woman and never saw it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I use Fantastic Four on offense because they beat the Fantastic Four on defense. So like,
I did as well. They used to be a defensive team for me. I bought the costume. I'm like,
pulled them right off.
They're going to offense now.
Yeah, pulled them right off because you could beat the Fantastic Four defense with the Fantastic Four offense. So like,
we're aligned in our thinking, Tony. We're aligned in our thinking. All right, moving on. More about Shang-Chi, though. This war defense character with this event. Well, he's bugged right now. And apparently he's giving a lot of healing on... I can't remember if it's his special or his ultimate. Because honestly, I don't really use Shang-Chi a lot. So I don't know. And I hate those battles in war defense. But yeah, so he's giving a lot of healing. These are some screenshots that were sent to me. And if you look at the amount of heals, 446k heal on Luke Cage. Look at this heal right here. 125, 662k. Some crazy amount of healing. This makes the Heroes for Hire, a team that I don't like on war defense, even worse. So what do you think they're going to do in this instance, Scopely, in fixing this bug? Because if we look at his kit, nowhere to be found about any heals. He should not be healing. Do you think they're going to change the text to match what... Do you think they're going to change the text to match what the heal that he's actually doing in the game? Or... do you think they're gonna remove whatever is causing him to heal in the background? What is the solution this time? Because it makes it worse for players that are facing this Heroes for Hire team. It makes war worse. But if you're using Shang-Chi on defense, you're getting a few extra stats. What is the solution here?
You know what I'm gonna say.
Whatever's worse for the players.
Everybody who's still watching this video is like, oh, here comes Tony about to say some true things that I don't want to hear.
Let's hear it. I love the way you put your true things.
You know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say
it anyway.
This makes people have to spend more to win war attack. Therefore, we are either getting a text change, utter silence, or a we'll work on it and one day we'll fix it.
I mean, he's only been out for 2 weeks. I mean, I understand the silence right now.
Yeah, like this. First of all, what he's doing is the exact opposite of Deathpool, right? Deathpool is like, I'm gonna do this, but she didn't, and they were like, yeah, she wasn't supposed to do that thing, even though she said it. So now we're gonna change
one of the Deathpool issues. We got multiple issues with that. One of the issues with Deathpool is just like that.
Yeah. Like, generally speaking, here's the truth, right? If it helps the players or benefits the players in any way, they will change it. They will choose to make it not do that. If it hurts the players or is in any way more difficult to fix than like, oh, let's just change this 1 to a 0. We're up.
All right. So your two circumstances: hurting the players. I think for people facing the Heroes for Hire team, that does that. So it's probably not going to be fixed. And the laziest way possible is change the text. So two votes for just changing the text. I hope they don't do it. I already don't like this team, and it just makes it worse. So,
oh no! You just won't fight Shang-Chi's. I mean, and again, you could still win these fights. It's bugged. I'm not criticizing the character of Shang-Chi. As a matter of fact, I think that the reason the Heroes for Hire are so problematic is this bug. I think that they're still capable of being beaten with the current setup, but because of this bug, it's like, oh, you can never convert enough damage to get over the healing he's going to put out from just being bugged.
500,000 health back on Luke Cage. That's so fun. That's such a fun war, especially then when that wasn't what's described in the kit. But yeah, I'm so torn on this character. This is such a bad bug. I like the character. I'm looking forward to the movie, but this is such a trash character in Marvel Strike Force that it's like She-Hulk. I was looking forward to She-Hulk, but she became more defense, so boring. We got some changes. We had a playtest. The second round of playtesting was finished, and the players that were participating in it are allowed now to talk about their personal experiences. We got a poster that I wanted to talk about with some of these events, some of these major things that players noticed. So I guess I'll just go through it one by one and get your reaction to it. Individual players no longer needed to purchase 2 slots for war, instead just being automatically added, meaning players will have 10 defensive slots. I don't know if you remember the first round of the playtesting, there were 8, but you could purchase 2 additional slots to make up 10. Now there's 10. What do you think 10 defensive teams is going to do to some alliances? The casual alliances, the hardcore alliances. What is 10 teams going to have effect on the player base, or is it going to be very split up between hardcore and casual?
I don't think it's going to have any effect, man.
0.
Like, right? Yeah, let's look at it like this, right? How many teams do you have in the game right now? Do you have? Because I think it's like 36
35. Maybe 35 and 1 extra because we got, or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
like
close.
Some weird
if it's not
35,
there.
36. And of those teams, how many of them are real teams? 20, 25, something like there's 10 garbage characters, like minions and garbage. So like right now, I don't know how many war attacks you do. It's anywhere from 8 to 12, right?
Yes.
How many times do you end your war fight and you're like, I didn't use so-and-so this time? Right? You're just getting 2 more places to put them. That's it. You're just getting like we're going to see an awful lot of hand minions and Kree back on defense. You know what I mean? Like adding 2 slots is allowing them to sell 2 more war defense teams, which is like fine. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. That doesn't bother me. Like, yeah,
that bothers me. That bothers me. I think I'm a little more annoyed with that.
Like, that bothers you because you also don't like to buy war defense teams, but I don't. So like, I just I get them and I put them on defense, and then someone beats them, and I'm like, yeah, but I didn't see it. So like, what does it matter?
All right. So yeah, okay. Put it that way. There's probably not.
I think I'll make a big deal later, but not now.
Newer players, this may have with smaller rosters that don't have all those teams, it may make a difference, but longer time players, I don't think make too much of a difference. I agree with you there. War Room buffs ready, functions were the same as last play test. Let's skip over that. Players start with 4 energy and earns 2 every 2 hours. That's a big increase. Right now, we're getting 2 energy at the start, and we're getting 1 energy every, I don't remember. I don't remember the 2.5 hours. Okay.
2.5 hours.
So the cap is increased to 10 instead of 5. That is another big thing. Additional 2 spots reward points towards a war victory. Oh, so that's in relation to the defensive spots you could get when you purchase those will count. They will count now because you don't have to purchase those. And you could attack 4 spots per side. Right now it's only 2. So these are some pretty major changes. What effect do you think this is gonna make on war? Obviously, faster clears is something they talk about later. But what? So
all of this, every change, right, is facilitating grand tournament. This is what, like, whatever we end up with in the version of war, they're gonna go a 1-for-1 in what grand tournament's gonna look like. So this is kind of the beta, because they already don't care about war because they're just selling war teams and like let people do whatever they want. Yeah. This is all testing. Hey, is 10 the right amount for grand tournament? Is 8 the right amount? Is 6? This is all part, and like they're going to use these numbers at war to kind of like tweak what grand tournament's going to be, whether it be 4 teams, 8 teams, 2 teams scaling, whatever. So when you see like the more energy, like they're just cutting war in half. They're making war. They're making war something that will take you half as much time.
Me personally, doubling or everything. Most alliances?
You, the player.
Okay.
Whatever you were doing before, it's taking half as much time now. Like, you start with 4 energy instead of 2. That means you can do twice as many attacks, which means you will complete twice as much as you did before. If before you were failing attacks, you're gonna fail twice as many. You know, like that doesn't matter. Yeah. And the same thing, 2 energy every 2 hours instead of 1 energy every 2.5 hours. You're getting a little bit better than double, right? So like they just want war to be faster. They want you to go in and have to log in and be like go. And that is what it is, you know.
That's where the potential problem comes in, because I do like having more attacks. I like being able to use them more. I like quicker wars. I don't want to spend a whole 24 hours on war. I'd like it completed quicker. And if you see this, it says you could complete your opponent in 2. You can full clear your opponent in 2 hours if you have perfect no loss war. Normal war will take 4 to 5 hours. I like that as far as the time, but in this minimal time reward, I don't know if you remember those Deathpool raids from year 1. Those were not very friendly. Those split up a lot of alliances. I know that caused some players to quit at that time. What effect do you think this is going to have with international alliances? What do you think this is going to do to casual alliances now that that importance for being on right at the start of the war is more important?
I mean, they're saying the war may run 4 to 5 hours. That doesn't mean that the war time is 4 to 5 hours.
No, it's still going to be that 24 hours. And of course, all the people that did this playtesting are hardcore alliances, so their experience may be very different than what a casual alliance does as well.
So when's the last time you either were or did a full clear in war, Valley? Like a full, either you got 22'd or you 22'd somebody.
Probably before Shang-Chi was released. I don't think we've had one since
6 months ago.
Wow.
6 months since we've been full cleared, and 6 months since we full cleared anybody else. We don't care about war. But that said, what effect does this have on me? None. I don't care. If the war is going to run 24 hours and somebody can spend money and effort and time and work and whatever you want to call it to win in 4 to 5, look, I'm still going to clear you. I'm still going to accomplish the same things I accomplished before. But you're right. This is causing a huge problem because, as we know, war is stages. The first stage is finding buff rooms. Second stage is moving to high impact rooms. Third stage is toes, 2 on each side.
Yeah,
I think we all know that by now. But like,
not everybody. I still get questions in chat sometimes.
No one knows what toes is. Right.
Some people.
Anybody who's been playing this game, if you're new, it's obvious you're gonna have questions. Yeah. But like that doesn't matter because the people who are racing for war, this helps them, right? The people who are like, I don't want to log in 2.5 hours from now to guarantee an attack. I want this done. If our war starts at 3, I want to be done with war by 9. You know, like that's who this helps. So you don't have to worry about waking up at 8 a.m. If you have an alarm set in the middle of the night to do a war attack, stop playing this game. But just stop.
I'm not in a casual, hardcore alliance anymore. I know there's some people that love that though. There's some people that love that. Buddies of ours love that to do that.
If you have that, DM me about something called Forex, and you can take all of this effort that you have for playing a game on your phone and convert it into trading into open money markets and making money at 3 a.m.
That sounds smarter. That sounds way smarter.
Like, don't put it into a game, man. This is what I'm saying. Like, don't do that. But even then, I've done it. Like, we've all done it, right? At least once we've had an alarm set to make sure we got a war attack in or woke up a little bit early.
Blitz rotation.
Blitz rotate. Yeah, we've all done it,
I'm
right?
guilty of that.
So, like, I think these changes are great because they give everybody more of what they want. For the people who don't care about war, you could get through the stuff you don't care about faster and then not care. For the people who do care, you could be competitive or whatever Kool-Aid you're drinking on this moment. I think it's great. I just don't think I think it's going to screw with alliances in the same way everything else in the game screws with alliances. Like when they had Surfer as the thing. Oh, I got to do this so we can do Doom raids and whatever. Like, yeah, it's going to screw with people, but they don't give a shit about alliances to begin with. Pardon my French. Like, they don't care.
I got to make a note in this. Yeah, I
SCHITT.
Well,
from that TV show.
Well, what was I gonna say? Oh, I don't know if it really matters. All these changes don't matter. We had an interesting conversation on the live stream this morning, and I do want to get to it. But before we get to that, I do want to talk about practice mode, which is another thing that they talked about here. You'll be able to practice. The best feature in this playtest is practice mode. I don't remember anybody talking about this in the first round of playtesting. So this seems like something that was added on that people have been wanting for a long time. Allows you to practice against teammates' defense during downtime between wars. This does not allow room buffs. It does allow war buffs though. So how much is this gonna add as far as fun? Testing wars, is it gonna make it easier to figure out teams in war?
Why wouldn't it add room buffs? That's the most important thing.
This is Scopely.
No, this sounded like the greatest thing I've ever heard until that line. Like, what? You mean I could test against my opponent's really strong teams and be like, oh, this is how it takes for us to beat it. But like,
well, here's
dude, if I could beat a 750k team, I could also beat a 650k version of it. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, why would they take that away? I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Here's the thing though that gives me hope, because I don't know what was communicated to the people that were on the playtest server. I was not on the playtest server, but the wording here says the feature currently does not allow for room buffs. Excuse me. They may have that planned in the future. I didn't even know they had this talked about. So they may not. You may exactly right. They may. So in fairness to them, I'll just say the what was said here, the feature does not currently allow that. So maybe in the future.
I like the thing above it. New war feature allows leaders, captain to notate a room that you do not want players to attack. That player can still attack. It is only a visible notation. I hope it's just a giant text. Like, no! Like a cancel?
How many people are going to kick from their lights because they attacked that room anyway?
Oh, I'm going to do it intentionally. I'm going to do it intentionally and then have Tony, why'd you do that? I'm like,
you just said you're in a casual war alliance. It won't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, but I'm in a casual war alliance as well. We do play this for hard from time to time, but I got to tell you, when I move from a more hardcore war alliance, we were talking about this in chat. This is not only my experience. When I move from a more hardcore war alliance now to more casual war alliances. Playing, I gotta tell you, the Alliance Wars got way more fun, but we're about 3-3 per season being casual. We're about 3-3 per war being hardcore. The rewards are very similar. So my thing is, why is it even a thing to be in a hardcore war alliance if your rewards are going to be the same? It's going to be more fun to be more casual. Your records are going to be similar. Was that a similar experience that you had going from a hardcore alliance to a casual alliance, Tony? Or is that unique to?
Dude, I have like 130,000 war credits right now.
All right.
Yeah, like I don't get enough war credits that there are things I have to buy. Granted, I'm a whale. I know that. Like, less of a whale now than I was before, obviously. But like a lot of my spending made it so that there are things that I never had to buy. So like when there's a character added to the war store, I'm like, adorable. Thanks. I'll take the last 280 shards on this character I need, you know? So I get that, and that's totally fine. But yeah, I don't see, listen, for me, it's always about effort for value, right?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do 10 push-ups for $10 each, right? That's fine. But if you're like, but every push-up you do after 100, you'll get an extra $1, and be like, the effort to get to 100 is already good enough. You know what I mean? Like 100, like if it was more, if it was like, and it's 20 every time, I'd be like, oh yeah. Like if it doubled, I'm like, yeah, let's go. That's more effort.
I don't care how much muscles are burning. This is worth the effort.
Yeah, the lactic acid is ripping my arm apart, and I don't care. Like that's the same. When it's like, hey, if you work really hard and try really hard, you'll get like 4% more rewards. I'll be like, dude, 4% more rewards? Oh, that's cool, man. Like that, I'll be all right. I can buy those, right? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you know, so that's what I'm saying. I don't even, you know, you talk about that reward and effort. The effort's way less in a casual alliance. The rewards are very similar. And that's what I'm saying. These changes may not matter at all. If more alliances are going to go casual, realizing that the effort rewards are very similar no matter what you do. And we're still getting some cool battles as well. It's just not as stressful. So yeah, I'm wondering, how much of you guys watching out there right now will go to casual once you check out the rewards and see that they're very, very similar? And just to kind of reiterate your point, I've been in a casual war alliance. I don't have as many war credits as you, but yeah, 174,000 war credits.
Yeah, like the same. That's literally what I just said.
Casual alliance. Oh, did you say? I thought you said 200 something.
I said 100. No, I said 180 something.
All right.
We literally have the same.
You said it. It went in one ear. I interpreted one way. All right. So similar. All right.
I think I have a little bit less of the elite credits than you do, because when I'm bored, I'm like, yeah, let's just open some elite 2 orbs. Maybe nope, nothing. All right, whatever.
I haven't really used a lot of this stuff except for characters, and then since Dark Dimension 4 was done, so yeah, I got an abundance as well. We got an in-game message about a new character though that was added, and this was confusing. This was very, very confusing. There's the one for Phyla-vell. We got White Tiger added to the Blitz orb. Now, if we go back, and this is cool. This is cool. It's a Blitz orb. There's the worst places for her. There's better places for her to go as well. The Blitz store would have been better, but Blitz orb, not the worst thing. But the confusion comes with this blog post from Friday, talking about these availability. Speaking of Infinity Watch, Phyla-vell soon available in the Infinity Arena orb, excuse me, along with Shadowlands Fierce Brawler White Tiger. But she went to the Blitz orb. What was your reaction when you saw this? And we did get confirmation that she is going to the Blitz orb. She's not also going into the Arena orb as well. So what was your reaction when you saw this? Did you read the previous blog post and have expectation that she was going there? Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was stupid. I was like, why would you do that? That seems silly.
Dude, two going in one orb?
2 going into the, I was like, why would that's like, I feel like you're like, how many people can we piss off? Like, you know, that's what that was.
Psych,
and then
she's going to the Blitz orb.
Never mind. Sorry. Like, whatever. I didn't have a problem with it. I know that not a lot of people like when characters are Blitz orb inclusive. I don't think that's the worst thing they could have done. I think that Arena orb is still the worst. Yeah, it's better than the other option. And realistically, like, whatever. What else are you doing with your Blitz credits? Like,
not much. Yeah.
Did you open your
Blitz orbs?
I opened like 40 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I got some. So what was weird is I opened 40 and then I was like, oh man, I got like 20 shards of her because drop rates are terrible.
That's actually a really good drop rate. 40 for 20 orbs. Yeah. That's really good.
20 shards and 40 orbs because the 5 is the minimum.
That's really good.
Oh yeah, like it's not bad. So like I opened it, I was like, cool, and I still have like 100 something. I just didn't want to click anymore. And then I was like, cool. And I looked and she was 40 of 200. And I was like, I had exactly 5 stars on her. What? Like crazy. So like that was a cool moment for me. The greatest thing about this, and this is what I want everyone to understand, like she doesn't unlock anything. She's just a good war character. So when you take characters that aren't necessary for another part of the game, just good at a part of the game, and you make them this scarce, it's still okay, as opposed to like Longshot being in the War Store or Shatterstar being in the Arena Random Orb. Like those
not
things
anymore.
Suck,
not anymore. He got removed.
but he was. Those things suck because you have no control, or even like the illusion of control over your ability to get a legendary. Those things suck. But like when they're in the orb and farmable, or if they just good characters, like if they put Silver Surfer in the Blitz orb, I'd be like, cool, good character, wouldn't mind. You know what I mean?
Well, the last one was really a bad character. Domino. She was not a good character, but she was required in that X-Force thing for legendary. So so it's a little different. But
it's
so
things
now we got
like
a good
that.
character that's not required for anything.
It's things like that where it's like you're doing this intentionally, right? Like you're doing this because you don't want players to have fun easily. There's no like, what's the word? Surprise mechanic and fun. Like yesterday on stream or the other day on stream, I pulled a 6 red star out of an Elite 4. It was gold. We were all super excited, and then Deadpool, and I was like, oh damn it. Like, you know, like how the excitement became disappointment so quickly. That's what this setup is. Like I should never be disappointed by a 6 star pull. But I can be. And it's not like I could be like, you know what, let's trade that. If I could trade 1-for-1 a 6 red star pull for enough credits for a 5 red star purchase, I would shut up completely about Red Star.
Oh, because that would make sense. That would make sense though. I mean, we've had this broken system.
If I could 5 star, like if a 6 red star pull, I could be like, get rid of it completely, give me 150 silver credits, let me buy a 5, or a specific thing saying you could buy 1 5 in the store, but not the credit. I don't care what it is. I want to trade garbage for something that I want. And every 7 red star I have right now is fundamentally garbage. And every 6 red star I have right now is mostly garbage. So like,
all right, So does this change anything? Having her in the Blitz orb right now? Does this change anything for you?
It confirms that newer players should always be opening Blitz orbs, because there's not any direct target farm that's of any real consequence to new players. Like unlocking early legendaries don't matter, and you can't unlock good legendaries until you're level 70.
Gamora? Would you still recommend her for new players, or still recommend the orb?
Okay, that's fair. I didn't think of Gamora. Gamora might be. I would probably like buy 1 Gamora and then open the rest in Blitz orbs. But realistically, it's now another way for players to gain access to a good early aggressive war team. She's a mystic character. She's a good mystic character. I think there's a lot of positives to this in the form of players who played for under a year now have access to a reasonably good character. But that's just me.
No, I think her inclusion makes it a little more important for newer players getting those those Blitz orbs, because you're getting more shards, and the amount of shards you get when you don't have a lot of characters at 7 stars is important. You want to get as many of those shards as possible. So I think just that it has more and you're getting more characters, I think this is good. All right, this is the other one, Phyla-vell, Arena Orb. This is not a very friendly orb. This is more rare material. Shatterstar got moved out. Red Guardian is normal price now. What does this change anything for you? Are you gonna open your arena orbs now, or are you gonna wait till the next character comes in and she's available at that normal price? that higher price, excuse me. And so instead of getting RNG, maybe getting some Phyla-vell shards, maybe getting some early access, or are you going to wait, or are you going to open orbs while she's in that orb?
I'm not going to do anything differently, I think is the best accuracy I can give you on that question. Like, I already, basically, whenever I go over 50K arena credits, because I have that many, like, whenever I go over that many arena credits, I just go, oh, okay, I'll spend some on this. Okay. That's what I do. Like, and I used to do it earlier. The number was like 10K and it was raid store. Like, I guess I have over 10K. I'll buy a raid orb. Basic approach. I'll keep going, right? I'll open her when I have enough. The reason I have 50K is it's the amount of orbs 50K of those credits can get me when a character goes into the store that I want. Like right now, I could buy Shatterstar because I like, what is that? 1,000 purchases. So 50 times, Yeah. So I could buy it 50 times. To me, that's a meaningful number. I like, again, same conversation. Does it suck? Yeah, we know the arena orb sucks. It sucked when they came out with it. We all agreed. We sat together in a bar. We drank some beer and said, this is stupid and everything about it's stupid. So we hate the arena orb. Adding a character that's good for the game and good for a game mode, like Cull Obsidian, yeah, it sucks to make it harder to get those characters, but at least it's just about the 5th character on a team with a legendary to be good at war and stuff like that. Not the best option, but nowhere near the worst.
I don't find this as bad because we do know they've been pretty consistent in getting these characters out of that orb. I mean, Shatterstar just went in there. It feels like a month or a month and a half ago or something like that, and now he's out. So for me, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till she's out of that orb. I'm going to get the increased price, make sure I'm getting those Phyla-vell shards. I think it'll be a little different for me if she was close to getting up to that next star level. She's so far away from the next star level. Me opening these orbs and maybe getting some of hers and then getting the rest of the ultimate shards isn't worth it for me. But I guess a lot of that's going to depend on where everybody has their individual characters. Now, one thing.
Just a thought on that at the end.
Yes.
And that's for us. Like, we're endgame 3-year veteran whale players. Like, I understand that we don't represent the majority of the people who are like, this sucks or this is great. So like the option to get her exists. In about a month and a half, it'll be a little bit easier to get her.
Guaranteed getting her.
Yeah,
still like, higher price, but yeah.
Unfortunate, not the best thing in the world. Definitely not the worst though. That's what I wanted to take away. Because like we always tend to talk from a perspective of, well, we're so good. Like, how much can a banana cost? $10? I don't want to give that impression off like that's all we see.
No, this is not the best place for her, but they've been pretty consistent about moving these characters along. Unlike the Blitz orb, that I don't know how long Domino was in that thing. So maybe around a year, because it's around the time that it was around July, so a little bit over a year. I'm thinking about a release. Anyway, I'm getting distracted here. All right, so a lot of players reaching level 81 this week or around. Have you upgraded any characters yet? Arena characters. So Infinity Watch.
Yeah. Specifically Gamora. Like Gamora was number 1 with a bullet. Yup. Like, I read immediately Gamora. Arena characters, raid characters are the priority for me because that little bit of a boost is incredibly noticeable in those game modes. Yeah. Especially when compared to people who aren't doing them. But outside of those two things,
I think I focus the same. I think we do a lot of things very similar in the game. I tend to focus on arena first. So, Infinity Watch, those are my first few. Doom raids, those are important. And those have a little more priority for me than the Greek raids because Greek raids are not as difficult as Doom right now. So
2 weeks every 6 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's not.
Yeah. That's where you could use Shang Chi, guys. That's where that awesome heal is gonna really benefit you.
Every 6 weeks.
Actually, it does benefit the players in the Greek raids.
It sounds silly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you say it like that, and you start talking about like, that's when people come in. They're like, Shang-Chi's so good in the Gamma Raid. Like, 2 weeks every 6 weeks, I can care.
Or 3 days every week. 3 days every week, you could use them. Be an awesome character. All right.
Or you can watch him on defense.
Oh yeah. You can't even use him every three days a week. You just see his stats 3 days a week, and you use him 2 out of every 6 weeks. So I did the same thing, and I prioritized in that order. War offense gets prioritized a little more than war defense. Actually, a lot more than war defense, honestly, for me. So that's the order I'm upgrading these characters. And if you guys are doing anything different, let me know in the chat. Maybe I'm not doing it in the most efficient way, but that's the way I think is most efficient. Arena, then Doom, then Greeks, war offense, war defense. And Blitz doesn't. We'll just kind of figure it out from there. All right, legendary events returning. We had Magneto return since the last time we talked, and Jubilee is coming back. We've had a lot of double drops, it seems, for Iceman recently. What are you more excited about?
Like 4 events.
It's like every day this week he's had double drops on him, and I've gotten like 0 shards. All right, but what are you more excited about? I guess you already have Magneto at 7 stars. If you didn't have either of these characters, which would you be more excited about? Magneto, still relevant today, or Jubilee? I guess she's necessary. And yeah, that's a silly question.
No, you're right. Someone hit me with this, like, did you know that there's a Doom Hood team? And I was like, oh, what? And they're like, it's Doom Hood. What is Doom Hood? It's like Brotherhood with Doom on defense. I'm like, I still use Magneto to beat up teams in war offense. We have not reached the point of putting Magneto on defense yet. So like every time I hear that, but I might have seen it. You know, I might have seen it and went like, whatever, Infinity Watch. You know, I don't know what I've done.
Well, the common places I see Doom on war defense is that Brotherhood team that you mentioned, the X-Men team, and then the Marauders team. Those are the 3 common places I see Doom on war defense. So yeah, Magneto, awesome war defense character now, or war offense if you're still seeing some of those Coulson shields. And Jubilee, great on war offense, great on war defense, but I think she's necessary for some of these Doom raids. So I think these are characters that you were gonna want to get. Pushing obvious a little harder for Jubilee. They do mention that Adam Warlock event coming sometime. When is your prediction on when he's coming back? It was about 6 months before 2 weeks later. Okay.
2 weeks after Jubilee event.
That's a lot quicker than Jubilee.
Just 2 weeks after this happened. The same thing for the sake of this. Like Magneto now is a character that you want to have. Jubilee right now is a character you want to have strong, if that makes sense. Yeah. So like the option is like, do I work on a 7-star Magneto or a 7-star Jubilee? It's like Jubilee with a bullet, you know, like hands down Jubilee.
Oh yeah, if it's like one over the other
side. Yeah, so that's what you ask, like which one? Like getting both is important, but having the character is not always the same as like utilizing the character. So
yeah, I agree with that answer. I think Jubilee is way more important, but you need both. And in today's climate and the end game, I think you need both of these characters. All right, I think this is probably the most disappointing thing that I've seen in this whole blog post. That awesome looking Emma Frost costume that we had in 5.5. It was supposed to be coming in 5.6. Apparently now it's not even coming in 5.6. So yeah, what do you think this means? Do you think this means that there's more X-Men on the way? I mean, look at this awesome outfit.
What causes costume delays? Right? Like
so sad. Like, and another war defense character, by the way. Another war defense character, Scopely. Good choice here. I
mean, not no more.
Where are people using her? Good point on that. All right. So yeah, why do you think this happened? And do you think this means more mutants on the way? Do you think this is something about mutants coming?
I think that they overbooked the amount of costume-based events they're going to be doing, and they didn't find a way to like squeeze in one for Emma yet. That's it. I think it's simple. I think they're like, because remember how Cap had that event? I think we have the Shang Chi event, right? And then there's probably another costume that they're like, we'll do this one instead because it's more topical or something. And then like, I think it's just overbooking events, which is like crazy to me because there could always be a costume
cool about mutants. Not something cool about mutants. It's.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
No apocalypse magic.
We already have the best mutants. What they do right now, so like. From a business perspective, there's no reason to sell mutants. The Astonishing X-Men are still the best raid team. The X Factor is still one of the top war offenses. And that's it. you know, like,
Yes.
so X-Force, X-Factor, whatever, both actually, they're really good. So like, and one of them unlocks a legendary, like there's no reason to sell another mutant yet. Maybe like early next year, they might start seeing mutants come back in as we have some like freshers, but I just don't see it being relevant right now in the game. They're not, I don't think there's a lot of money for them to be making outside of just adding like the 5th member of X.
Yeah. Well, there's always those mutants that people are always talking about that never seem to come to the game. So I think those will come sometime.
Jubilee, Nightcrawler.
Yeah. I almost said Angel, Apocalypse, all those characters. Yeah. I want them in the game. All right. Let's move on from what's it. Oh, I gotta slash down a little more. Shang Chi. The movie is coming out in theaters tomorrow. I've been looking forward to this for a while. We haven't had a live action MCU thing since Loki ended. So are you going to see this in the theater? Or are you going to wait the 45 days for it to come on Disney Plus? What are you doing with this? What is your hype level for Shang-Chi?
This weekend.
This weekend.
This weekend.
We got a lot of similarities, though. The kids want to see it this weekend. I think we're going to go together.
Look, I'm gonna drive over. It'll take me like until this weekend to get to you.
All right, you gotta remind me to. You gotta remind me to unlock the studio if you want to do that, because I didn't even know that last week.
I need to get in my car.
All right, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's move on from Shang-Chi to What If. Now, episode 4 aired yesterday. We're not discussing episode 4 because I know some people like to watch it over the weekend, and you haven't even seen it, you said yet. So,
nope.
But I do want to go back to last week, talking about episode 3. And if you have not seen episode 3 yet, spoiler alert right now. 3, 2, 1. All right, Tony, what are your thoughts on episode 3? And we were briefly discussing last week. I know you enjoyed it a lot. So now that you can discuss it, what were your thoughts on that episode? Why was it your favorite out of the first 3?
So last week I talked about why I wasn't a huge fan of
the first
2.
Yes.
I don't think they were bad. I just wasn't a fan of them. This did the exact opposite. This was like, hey, we're going to tell a story, right? A change in story, and everything is going to feel earned. Because the premise of the story wasn't revealed until the end of the story. So they took us at the beginning, and they're like, what happens when Nick Fury's big week becomes more of a problem than it was? You know, what happens when the characters are dead? And the answer is there are still heroes. And why did it happen? It wasn't like the premise, which, spoilers, Hank Pym went crazy, right?
We already said spoiler. We could talk freely about Hank Pym.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Hank Pym went crazy and started killing the Avengers. Which, whatever, right? That makes sense, because if they started with that, we'd be like, But they showed the results. They gave us hints that it was happening. And then it felt earned. It felt like the premise was worthy of the time and the voice acting and the effort they put in. So for me, I love this one.
Did it have that? Did you get the reminiscent of that movie 7? Watching this detective story, trying to find out what is going on. You're with the main characters, not what's going on, and it's unfolding for you as it's unfolding for them.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Yeah.
What is
True
up with
Detective style? True
Detective, probably a little better, more recent reference than 7.
I don't remember. I mean, they both make sense, but
what was it? Oh, villains. You mentioned Hank Pym, so strong, kills the Avengers, and then the week before you got Thanos, who kills half the universe. And he's just a weak guy. So what is up with it? Are heroes generally weak and villains generally strong? Is that how it works in the MCU, even in the what if alternate scenarios?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, exactly that, dude. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, yeah, because like, if the one thing that always makes a hero feel like a hero is something to overcome. Yeah. And generally speaking, it's easier to accept like absolute power corrupts, and power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So the stronger you are, the less likely you are to ask and the more likely you are to do, you know? So when you have a power dynamic of somebody like I'm not going to ask you if I could have the last yogurt in the fridge if you can't stop me from having the last yogurt in the fridge, or if you can't punish me for taking the last yogurt in the fridge. That's kind of the villain's mentality, where Captain America is like, it's wrong to steal.
Watch your language, dude.
Yeah. Did I curse? I don't even remember.
No. That was a long time ago. I edited it out.
So that's why, like, it's so much easier to see a villain who's like, I am god tier power, because what they did to get it is something that a hero would never do.
That makes sense. All right, and I did like this episode as well. I think I like the second episode a little better, but I like this episode because it gave me the feel that this actually could be something relevant in the MCU. And I know previous to this series releasing this, that all of it is canon, but I felt some of them were a little disjointed. I felt like this could have an effect in the MCU, you know, maybe like an alternate Hank Pym or alternate Loki or something like that. So
saying all of it is canon feels tongue-in-cheek almost.
Well, yeah,
like all of this stuff that's happening in other universes. Yeah, like, oh yeah, it's all canon. Like, will we see it? Never again. Will it be referenced? Probably never again. But it happened in an alternate universe. I don't know.
I hope we get some references to What If. I hope it's not just a series that's enjoyable and it's fun. I'm having fun with it. I hope down the road there's some payoffs for some of these things. Like, oh, that's what happened to them. All right.
I think a couple will. I don't think we're ever going to see evil Hank Pym as Yellow Jacket, you know.
No, but I think that version of Loki that rules all of Midgardia, I think that is something that could be in the MCU. I think that version of Loki could be in the MCU. All right, so as Tony and I were discussing some of the latest rumors that we've been hearing over on the official Marvel Strike Force Twitter account, this was being released, this combo breaker. And as you can see, all the characters that were released so far this year, actually some of them, we had a few removed there, but we had 3 new silhouettes. And we got some guesses on Twitter. Let me show you some of your guys' guesses, because I actually like these guesses. Silver Samurai, Deathstrike, Omega Red on a new Weapon X team. And yeah, this looks like a samurai helmet. This looks like it could be Lady Deathstrike. And I guess with that long ponytail up there could be Omega Red, especially with that red background there. The silver goldish background and then silver background here as well. So yeah, Lady Deathstrike looks like it is that middle one. This does look like Omega Red, and I think that red there is a clue. And then, yeah, Silver Samurai. I mean, who else would have a silhouette like this other than a samurai? So that is what I was expecting. Now, the thing that Tony and I were talking about while this was being released, some of the rumors we're hearing about what is the next legendary unlock? What is the next team? Both of us have been hearing Heroes for a Hire, as unfortunate as they may be, and not my favorite team, but let me know what your thoughts. Are you going along with these guesses here right here from Edward Jasso? Silver Samurai, Lady Deathstrike, and Omega Red on a new Weapon X team. Seems very likely, seems very logical, so I guess that is my picks until I hear anything different. Let me know your thoughts, guys, and then now back to what we recorded with brother Tony. Tony? Any other final thoughts, my brother?
Oh, not about Null? Like just
or
about
whatever.
Random stuff?
Anything. Whatever you want to talk about.
So real quick on Null, there's no money to be made by introducing a couple of more symbiotes when they could take other bio characters and sell them. Same reason why of all the skill characters that existed, they created 3 new ones. And the only they made 3 new Mystic characters instead of reworking the Supernatural to be a better team. Like, I don't think they're going to release more bio characters when we do need a decent bio raid team. I think they're just going to release different characters and sell them. That's just what their MO seems to be. So I don't see Null anytime soon. And then the other thing is logical. In raids, in beta specifically, have you used Dr. Doom and what's her name? Deathpool with no other mystics? But with no other mystics?
No, I have not.
Okay, do it with no other mystics. I call it the Bonesaw.
Okay.
Because every time Doom ults, she gives him full energy, so he takes another turn. And then repeats the process as long as there's like 6 or 7 people. I did it on stream the other day, and it was so much fun. It was like, infinite turns. Ult. Infinite turns.
I'm already done with my lane. I'm already done with my lane in beta today. I'm looking forward to the resets. I gotta try that. That sounds so fun.
Yeah, on the Mystic.
That is the funnest tip that I've gotten all day. That is awesome. And
this is what I do. Guys. I have so much fun. So it's called the Bonesaw because Bonesaw is ready, and it's generally the team I use. That's the Mystic tech lane. It's her and Doom, right? And then no, and then I use ironically Dr. Octopus, Minerva, and Shuri. Just on the off chance. I was thinking
there's other cards because they're not Mystic. Yes.
Yeah, because they're not Mystic and they also give out energy and heal and res.
I love it.
So it's like yeah. So you're just like go, Buzzsaw. It's very fun.
All right, that sounds very, very fun. That sounds so fun. I'm putting a timestamp for that the Bonesaw crew because looks very fun. All right, Tony, thank you once again. I think that Bonesaw is the best thing I've heard all day, brother. I gotta try that.
It's awesome.
All right. Thank you.
It's so awesome.
And let everybody know where they can find you, my friend.
Well, it depends. Are you letting me out of the studio?
If I remember, my intent is to let you out this time. We'll see what happens. We'll know next time we talk.
Then they could find me everywhere except OnlyFans. I've moved to Fansly because OnlyFans doesn't want my butthole pictures anymore.
I thought they reverted that. I thought too many people complained.
Yeah, but they've already broken my confidence.
Oh.
So we're on Fansly. It's everywhere.
So they're opposite of Scopely. When they break your confidence, you leave. But
anyway, Scopely, I leave too. My wallet leaves. Which is way worse because now I'm just taking data from them and not giving them as much money, and that money is going to other things like ice cream,
server space, and connection and all that. All right, thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Marvel Strike Force content. Hit that notification bell so you know as soon as a new video goes up. And if you're listening to the podcast, hit that 5-star rating on whatever 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening to, guys. Thank you guys. Before you go, Tony, give me that Hulk fist bump. Where is it? There it is. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin. Tony Scungili. Out. Have a great week, guys.